Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, April 12th. It is 6:23 right now. Market is going to open in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started with our session for the day. Let me get a few things here set up real quick. All right, that's good. That's good. A few little last minute things right here, and then we can be all good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. I got a few minutes for people to make their way in. Morning, David. Morning, Vince. Morning, Peter. Morning, everybody. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Seren. Morning, Ruin. Morning, guys. Let's see. People make their way in. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the liquidity real quick. You can see prices starting to drop a little bit. It's kind of, if you guys talked to me last night during Asia session in London, I did mention that, everyone was asking me like why the drop was happening earlier. And I did mention that, I figured price was going to push up during London so that it can drop right back down when the inflation news comes out. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity here on the bottom, and I do expect it to possibly drop throughout the session. One issue with my, I guess it's just a personal issue, is my MT4 is not opening on my computer. So I don't know if I'll be able to take any trades today. If I do, I would have to take them on my phone, which I don't really trust doing, but we'll see. I don't know what's going on with my MT4. I just won't open up at all. Crash today, and then it won't open up. So I'll have to get that fixed later. I'm gonna have to reset my computer after the session later today. Yeah, there goes the liquidity right there. As you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity on the bottom. So you guys can kind of see here why I think price is going to drop. For one, the inflation news is going to be negative as we anticipate. And price just kind of faked out during London. You can see here, price literally came up. It was dropping all Asia session. And then London, it pushed up. And then now it's going to come back down to trigger all of the liquidity. I'm hoping I could get my Ftmo, my MT4 up. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm going to see if I could actually just open it on here somewhere. John said, Sean, just use your phone. It's not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. Let me see. Let's see if I can open the web version of it. Morning, Jez. Morning, Lily. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Dell. Morning, Matt. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Solo. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Stern. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So just a reminder, today is Tuesday, March 12th. It is 6:27 right now. As I mentioned earlier, I do think price is going to drop as we have a ton of liquidity here on the bottom. I'm going to mark it up here on the clean chart as well. Real quick, market's going to open in about 3 minutes. So I don't know if I'm going to be looking to take any buys today, guys. Definitely not looking to take buys because of the inflation news. But I mean, we'll see where price goes initially, because what might happen initially is price might push up on the start, and then it'll start to make its way down because we do have a ton of liquidity here on the bottom. And it's just going to be in line with news. Also, since a lot of people are already anticipating price to be negative or news to be negative, we're probably going to get a lot of manipulation to the downside or to the upside, and then a drop to the downside because, if everyone is thinking one thing, it's pretty obvious that price will probably not go there directly, or at least not go there with a smooth push. So just a couple things to obviously keep in mind. So let's see, let me check the retail sentiment right now. Retail sentiment is currently 52% short. So it's very indecisive right now. The futures data is currently up 116 points, but I do think that's going to drop. iPhone's asking, should we just avoid the breakout today? I mean, possibly. We won't really know until the market actually opens, because like Monday we usually avoid it, but it was actually a really smooth move because it went in the direction of the bias. So, I mean, we won't really know until we actually see how price moves. If price is moving super crazy on open, then we'd probably hold off on it. But if it moves smoothly and we have the fake out type move that we tend to see where price moves up and then it comes down, then yeah, we can hop into it real quick for maybe a small scalp. So, I mean, it's, case by case basis. We'll have to see how it plays out. But we won't really know until the market actually opens. Because the thing is, sometimes the market can be pretty smooth on open, and then it'll kind of move weird after, or sometimes it'll move weird initially, and then it'll move smoother. All right, I'm gonna try to just log into the web version of MT4 so I could oh man, this is whack. Okay, can't even choose a server on here. I guess I'll have to trade on my phone then if I do really want to trade. You can't even choose a server on here. All right, guys, market is now open. And as you guys can see, we have a bit of a bearish candle right here. Morning, Steven. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Professor. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Al. Morning, Vince. Morning, everybody. Morning, Randy. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So here we go. Let's see where we're looking. So for the breakout right here, we need a strong bullish candle. The retail sentiment is currently 52% short. Fundamentals are currently up 126 points. The Dow should be very green right now. It's kind of split actually. There's like two stocks there that are actually green. I mean, that are red. You can see right there, no strong green candle on open. So we'll be waiting for that to confirm. Candles right here. Mark that up right here as well. So there goes the opening price. And I'm trying to find the freaking MT4. Whatever, I might just trade on my phone. All right, so we're looking for somewhat of a strong green candle here. Let me set a trade on my phone then, which sucks, but okay. All right, we're still looking for that strong green candle, guys. It hasn't came up yet. we're either looking for a strong green candle or we're looking for a red candle with a sell signal. Currently, right now, we don't have a strong green candle and we don't have one with the sell signal either. If we do get a sell, you want to be careful because there's a sessions right here. So you want to look out for that right there on the bottom. But we'll see, you know, where it goes from here. So let me see, I got this right here. Yeah, market's kind of dead right now. Yeah, Peter said for market open, not much movement. Definitely was expecting a bit more, but there really isn't much movement right now at all. Here we go with this push to the upside. If we get a strong green candle, this would technically be the breakout. We have 2 minutes for the breakout. If it doesn't come up soon, then we're just not gonna have a breakout today. Just trying to find the MT4 thing here on the Ftmo, but I can't find it here either. It's all good. So I'll just trade on my phone if I really want to trade or enter something. I'll check the news here as well. Market is actually really slow on open. There's like literally no movement. Looking over here at the heat filter. Looks like, yeah, majority of the stocks here are very bullish. So obviously I'd be looking for a buy here. I guess, I mean, this isn't a very strong green candle, but I guess this could technically fit the requirements for the breakout. However, it's right at open price. So it might be a little risky to take anything right here, but yeah, I don't know if this would be considered a strong green candle. This would actually be the breakout right here, looks like. So see how far this pushes up. Trying to see if I could get this on my phone here. I'd have to watch my phone to just exit manually when price pushes up to the upside. So I'm currently in it on my phone. Currently have a couple, I literally watch it, which sucks. I hate watching this. Right, I set a TP there. See where my entry point is. I just gotta manually watch it. It's too much work to put a TP there and stuff. Price pushes up higher. All right, I closed mine out. I can't fucking do that. That shit was stressing me out. I made 1,600 off that trade. I can't trade on my phone, guys. Unfortunately, that shit was stressing me out. It was moving too fast. So I made I made about 1,635 off that. I got in that entry point right here. It pushed up and I pulled out. I couldn't do it, guys. Sorry. I got to fix MT4 on my computer until I trade anymore. But yeah, I pulled out in profit for this here for the breakout. It's probably gonna hit full TP, but I just couldn't watch it. That thing was moving too fast. So if you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. But I had to pull out. I don't know how people trade on the phone, man. That's crazy. I haven't traded on my phone. Okay, full TP. I haven't traded on my phone I mean, I can't remember the last time I traded on my phone. But yeah, Steven, there you go with your horns finally. You got your horns in there. But full TP on the breakout, guys. So if you guys are following along, that was the breakout right there. I entered it like basically entry point. I had to trade on my phone though, because if you guys are just entering the room, my for some reason my MT4 won't open on my computer. Every time I try to open it, it says there's an error or whatever. But I'll take a screenshot of my accounts right here. And this thing actually did pretty good. There was some slippage on my other accounts. My copier actually locked in a lot more. So I'm glad. I mean, I was trying to go for the full TP, but I just couldn't handle the stress of watching the profits fluctuate on my phone, even though I did think price was going to go up. So the reason why we took the buy here, if we'll go back and just look at it real quick, I'll just analyze it real quickly. We had a buy signal right here, right? So momentum was pushing to the upside. Basically, what we were looking for was a strong green candle to confirm it. This one right here technically could have fit it, but it was just too small of a candle. So it was hard to really confirm whether it was a strong green candle or not, right? This candle following it was confirmation, a strong green candle, little to no on the top side. So we entered right there for the breakout. As you can see, it pushed up, went straight to TP with no drawdown. So for you guys who did catch it, great work. Sorry I couldn't really walk you guys through it as I usually do live because I was trading on my phone because my MC4 is messed up on my computer. But I did make some profit off it. I will send them to you guys right now. But yeah, man, that's stressful. I don't know how you guys do that because a lot of you guys do trade on your phone. I was kind of stressed out because it went from like positive 1,000 to like negative 1,000, positive 1,000 to like negative 1,500. And I was like, fuck this. When it came up, I just exited in profit. Anyways, nice work, guys, for whoever caught it. If you guys want to send in your profits, go ahead. I'm going to send in mine as well. And you guys can see right here, it's hitting all of the liquidity. This is why I was okay with taking the trade. There's liquidity right there, more liquidity right there. And the sessions was so far away from the TP. So as you can see, price is pushing up. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes right back down, a little later. So again, breakout's been killing it for this entire year. If you guys haven't seen the breakout, it's been hitting. It hit today, it hit yesterday. Looks like a lot of you guys here had profits, so I will go over that shortly. Let me just post a screenshot. But I think I'm done with my trades for today. I can't do that again. I literally was kind of stressed. I was worried that I was gonna miss the exit because it's moving so fast. But anyways, here's my profits from that trade right there. I'll just show you guys what I locked in. You guys probably locked in a lot more than me, but it's all good. As long as, good amount of people here locked in some profits as well. Okay, so here are my profits from that trade right there. I got, this is my main account. I got 1,635. Here's my copier. There's some slippage that worked in my favor. Made 2,090 off this one. Here's my copier for MFF, 1,600. My other MFF, 1,600. And then my other account where I made 2,200. So there's some slippage around there. But it worked in our favor because it pushed up higher. Hopefully, I reset my computer. I can fix MT4 so that I can take more trades. Because the thing is, if I saw this on my computer, I would have taken a couple more. I would have just double dipped into the entry. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that today, but it's all good. Still made some profit, so I can't really complain. Other than that, let's see. Kenny over here, or Dell sent his profits. There's actually a lot of people here. So Barack here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 1,300 or 1,133. That's right, Barack. Scotty here locked in 677. So solid right here. Yeah, Barack said my first successful breakout on first successful entry on breakout, out for now to rejoin shortly. Dell over here locked in a total of 504. Nice work, Dell. Kenny over here locked in 917. Looks like all you guys took a breakout with me. His other account right here locked in a total of 2,593. So amazing work, guys. You guys all did pretty good. Looks like a lot of you guys are actually done. You guys are happy with those profits from that breakout. And you guys are maybe going to call it a day, which is fine. So guys, here's one thing that I want to remind you guys. If you guys are happy with your profits for the day, then just call it a day. You don't have to trade all day. If there's like one trade that you took and you feel really good about it and you feel good about your profits for the day, then call it a day and come back tomorrow, right? You don't need to have so many trades every single day, because the problem is if you guys have an addiction to trading, which is a real thing. You know, a lot of people laugh about it, but it's real. People do have an addiction to trading. What happens is people will make some profit right here initially, and then they'll keep going when they know they should have stopped, and they end up losing all the profit and go into the red. So if you guys are happy with your profits, you know, just call it a day. You guys can hang out here on the live with me. We'll just hang out. You guys can ask questions, but if you guys are content with what you guys made today already, then just take it easy. Anyways, Kenny over here, 2,593. JJ over here, currently at 3,029. That's right, JJ. And we got Jonathan over here with a total of 1,145. And Jonathan let it rip today with the move. You actually let it run to full TP, which is good. Other than that, let's see. Andreas over here locked in a total of 376. Nice work, Andreas. CERN over here locked in a total of 1,006 euros. Nice, CERN, you're getting back on that consistency roll. Marlon over here currently locked in a total of 42 off her first account. And their second account, she locked in a total of 545. Nice work, Marlon. Steven over here took his normal breakout. This is the trade he looks for pretty much every day, locked in a total of 1,517. Great work, Steven. Vincent over here locked in a total of 795. Nice work, Vince. Joshua over here said copier is working today. Oh yeah, so he locked in a total of 646 off his first account, and then his copier locked in a total of about 500. So nice work, Joshua. Charles over here, he said another Ftmo pass. Big congrats to Charles over here. So another funded account here in K2, just passed it his Ftmo. This is his verification. You guys can see the profit target was half. So another funded account here at K2. You guys can see every day people are getting funded. It's not like one person getting funded. You know, he made 500 off this, and then he made another 329 off this. Every day or at least every week, we have one person getting funded at K2. It's like it's a given. So big congrats to Charles over here. I think he has like, 2 or 3 accounts now. So that might be a total of maybe 200K, 300K, or even 400K. So great, guys, keep it up. Milzon over here locked in a total of 795. Maddie over here locked in a total of about 1,000. Nice work, Maddie. And I think that's it. If you guys have any more profits to send in, feel free to send them in, and then I will add them to the list. Dre over here as well, locked in a total of 355 off that. Nice work, Dre. And CC over here, or sorry, we got Maria over here with a total of 454. And then we got CC over here with a total of 7,421 for the day. All wins, no losses. Great work, CC. All right, guys, back to the charts. Let's go see if we could find any other entries here. I don't see anything available right now. Price is pushing up. Let me check the news real quick to see when the inflation news is coming out. It already came out actually at 5:30. So it came out at 5:30, it was negative. Price hasn't dropped down yet. I think when the Fed does speak at 9 o'clock, price is probably going to drop. So we don't have any news right now, but we did have news at 5:30, which was right here when price actually started dropping. So you can see right here, price kind of pushed up a little bit, a little bit of a manipulated push to the upside, and then a drop right here. So let me just mark that up as the news price, 5:30. There's a lot of stuff around that area right there. And I think that's it. I don't really see anything else here to really focus on. All right, so price is pushing up right now. And we'll see if we could find any, decent entries here. Here's one thing that I started to notice yesterday, guys. And this is, all these things just keep coming up as I start to, because I'm redoing all the videos. So I looked on the 10-minute, I was checking out the V3, right? So if you guys look here, or let me see if I could actually pull it up, because I did send it to the guys yesterday. I pulled up the V3 and I was playing it on the 10-minute. It pretty much hit like all day yesterday. So I don't know if you guys are like if you guys aren't really preferring the lower time frames, the V3 works really nice on the 10-minute as well. So you don't even have to use a bias. I mean, you technically should be using a bias, but as you guys can see right here, the V3s on the 10-minute, they all pretty much hit. You just have to have like a minimum stop loss of like 500 pips. And, you know, if it's close, you can do a negative risk reward if it's like off by like 100 pips or so, but they pretty much all hit yesterday. So I'm going to be looking at the 10-minute for any possible. I know there's one right here, but I think this is too big of a move. There's one, or no, there isn't actually, because there's no pending buy signal. So we'll probably be looking for a pending sell here off the 10-minute V3, but I've been looking at the V3 on the 10-minute, and actually it's really, really accurate. So you guys can probably play around with it if you guys want to. But as I continue to, you know, produce new videos for the course, because I'm revisiting all the strategies. I'm seeing which strategies are working very well right now and which ones are not as active. And, you know, with my testing, I will let you guys know what's really hitting. Because the thing is, we're in a different type of market right now, right? Previously, we were like in a trading market where price was just going directional a lot. Now we're in a ranging market. So the thing with these V3s and these variations are that they're just like rejection points in the direction of bias. So like if you're trading on the higher time frame, bias isn't as important because these are bigger moves, but the strategies work perfectly fine. Like if you guys applied the pivot strategy on the 10-minute pretty much all day yesterday, they all hit. Like there were a couple members here in K2, and I'll show you. See these pivot scalp entries, or not pivot scalp, they're just the normal pivot strategies. They all hit full TP. This is all during Asia session yesterday. So, you know, it might be worth it for you guys to go back and revisit the strategies that you guys kind of forgot about, because I know everyone's applying the variations now, but all the old strategies work perfectly fine. Like there's all of these intraday entries right here too that all hit full TP. So, yeah, I know a lot of you guys have forgotten about these older strategies, but they all work perfectly fine. They actually work better because of the current conditions. So other than that, guys, let me check the chat. There's no entries here that are available. Price is just ranging sideways right now. You guys can see from this high and this low, but there really isn't any entries for us to take at the moment. There's nothing here on the 3-minute. Let me see if there's anything here. Nothing there. Check here on the 5 real quick. Nothing here either. And nothing on the 10. So let me go down the chart real quick, see what else I'm missing. And then I will see what we got over here. We got some more profits over here. So Josh just sent in his profits. Nice work, Josh. Josh locked in a total of 1,884 off the breakout earlier. You can see from the timestamp, he took this at 6:35. So great work right there, Josh. His second account over here locked in a total of 231. So great profits all around. David over here as well, locked in $50 off his funded account. Nice work, David. And then we got Maddie over here locked in a total of 1,260 off this account. So yeah, guys, keep it up. You guys are killing it. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Price pretty much is pushing up a little higher. There's no real entries that are available at the moment. If I do see something, obviously I'll let you guys know, but I'm going to keep an eye out on all these charts. It's just kind of more difficult for me today to pay attention to everything because I don't have MC4 on my screen. So if I do want to enter a trade, I have to be on my phone. So it's kind of hard for me to go across from my phone to the computer screen to the chat. But let me check out the chat real quick and see what else I'm missing. Let me scroll up real quick and I'm just going to see if I missed any questions here. Nice. Steven said his goal reached. We'll be back tomorrow. Steven said didn't hold full TP because it was a red momentum. Yeah, no, you did a smart move there, Steven. TV said, bro, my MC4 hella lag, didn't get full TP. Damn. Let me scroll down real quick. Yeah, Jonathan said on the phone, it's scary watching profits go in and out of profit. I know. So I had to pull out earlier. C6 said triple confluence on the 5 minutes to go with the 3-minute daily. Nice. 19 said, where's Rick with the sell to open? Where's the opening price? Price is pretty far. I mean, price, like, don't get me wrong, I think price will eventually come down at some point. But I mean, it was just like yesterday, right? Yesterday, we didn't expect price to come all the way back down to open. Let's measure it real quick and see how far. That's a really big push. It's 2,000 pips, 2,201, 2,210 pips actually. If we do get a V3 here on the 10, then yeah, I could probably see it dropping. So I could see it. One thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that there's still a ton of liquidity right here on the bottom, right? This hasn't been hit yet. And it's kind of weird that price is pushing up so heavily. I feel like this is a manipulated push up because the inflation news wasn't exactly positive, you know? It was negative. The CPI was neutral. It was exactly what they expected, but it's still negative. Like it wasn't positive news. It was just neutral because it fell right on place with their forecast, but it's still negative. This isn't good. And the core CPI was even worse. So what I see, happening over here is I think price will push up, and then when the Fed speaks, price will come back down, or price might even come up here to the sessions. Because, you guys want to keep in mind, the sessions are like right here. It might come up to the sessions and then bounce right off and then come back down to Rick's, back to open, that area. So just keep an eye out, guys. I wouldn't recommend entering just random trades at this moment. I know some of you guys are kind of getting excited and want to chase this push to the upside. However, there's no entries that are available. If I see an entry available, then maybe we'll catch it. Like if we have a little push here to get to the sessions, we could probably catch like maybe 100 pip move. But from my perspective right here, I don't really see that much movement happening unless it comes back down. So sit tight, guys. Sit tight and don't chase it too early. Nick said, yeah, F trading on the phone, having no TP stop loss set is sketchy. I agree, Nick, 100%. Talonji said 3-minute daily hit full TP. Yeah, which is right there. That happened during the breakout, actually. There's actually a V3 right here, but this was pre-market, so we wouldn't have taken it. But yeah, full TP right there off the daily on the 3-minute. So that's like Talonji's favorite, man. Talonji loves the daily 3-minute. I don't like it because it's risky, but Talonji always spots it, and it usually hits pretty often. Steven said, I trade on my phone. I know that's probably why you guys have issues dealing with exiting the trade, because you can't set the automatic TP stop loss, but you're good because you actually have a game plan set now when you take these trades. And John said, we need to pay attention to the daily 3-minute because it hits TP too often. Yeah, we'll try to do that. The only problem with the 3-minute daily is that it usually lines up with a breakout. So we're already in a trade, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it just in case, in the future, because it has been hitting for sure. iPhone's asking, can you please explain where you put your buy stop in this breakout for the 10-minute, for the 10 points? I put it at entry point, iPhone. So let me I think I could pull up the screenshot over here. So you can see right here where price, well, I didn't put a buy stop today. I just entered the trade. So for this trade, well, I mean, I guess I entered it late, but I entered the trade at entry point right here, iPhone. I didn't set any buy stops here. So price pulled back, and then when it came back up here, I just entered. So if I was to enter this late, I would have set the buy stop right there at entry point. The only reason I was taking this was because everything was bullish, right? If you look at the buys from today, the retail sentiment was 50%, or it was like 55% short. So that was indicating to take a buy. It's the same situation that happened yesterday. So same setup. Retail sentiment was telling us to take a buy, and the fundamentals were strong bullish. So that's why the bias was indicating to take buys. And that's why I took the buy there. If the bias lines up with a breakout, then I'll take it. If it doesn't line up, then that's when I don't take it. But basically from the screenshot right here, I would have entered at open. So when price pulled down, I would have had a buy stop right there at entry point, because I would have tried to get in at the actual entry. I wasn't trying to get in at a discount. I was getting in at actual entry. And then when price pulled down right here, because you can see where price kind of pulled down a little bit at the liquidity. When price swings up and hits it a second time, it usually pushes up higher. So if I was to enter a second time and double dip into this trade, it would have hit my TP on this first push right here. And then as it came back down, I would have had the buy stop right there as well, because I knew price would at least push up at least 100 pips, maybe not the full TP. Like I wouldn't know that because there's no other liquidity here, but it would be pushing up at least 100 pips for me to hit my TP, because it could push up a little bit, then come back down, and I probably would do it again right there if it happened. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where I would have entered the buy stop. I probably would double dip twice into this trade. One on initial entry, and then again right here where liquidity was sitting. So hopefully that makes sense. Yesterday was a little more clear because there was a lot of liquidity on the top. There's more opportunities to re-enter. That's why I entered 3 times. But today I would have entered twice, once at entry point and then once at liquidity right there. So other than that, let me see if I can scroll down a little bit and see what else I'm missing. Kenny said, man, the amount I won on my trade in this morning is more than I make in a month at my regular job. So that's motivation for you, Kenny, to get really good at it so that you can repeat this process, every day. That's basically all I do. I just repeat, the 1 or 2 scalps a day. And, obviously this will cover whatever I need. I can take more, but I have multiple accounts, so it adds up. All right, so other than that, let me scroll over here. There's no entries available yet. Possible, well, I mean, we don't have, we need a sell signal right here. We need a sell signal to close so that we can have the pending buy momentum, but we don't have that right now. Like this right here, technically would have been a good V3 if we had the pending buy signal, but we don't have that. So no V3 off that. Going over here to the 10-minute, we have a high over here building. If we have a red candle that follows it, then I think price will be coming back close to open, and it'll provide a V3 entry, which I might be okay with taking. So I'll keep an eye out on the 10-minute right here. I need this to close as a green candle. The next candle has to be a red candle. If that happens, then I do think that confluence is going to indicate that price will, obviously drop further. I need to keep up the sessions though to make sure I'm not trading into them as price continues to drop off. I do not disturb off. Stop, do not disturb. Other than that, there's nothing here on the 1 minute. I'll be looking for a possible sell here on the 10-minute if it comes up. Okay, so if this closes as a strong, well, it doesn't have to close a strong red candle. There just needs to be, actually, I don't know. This is a really big move. It's a 1,000 pip move. It's going to cut into the sessions right there. So I'll watch it, but I don't think I'll take it, because the problem with this here, or if you do want to take it, you definitely want to move your stop loss and profit, or only go for a smaller move, not the entire move here, because you come down, bounce off these sessions right here, swing all the way back up. So if it was a smaller move, I would have been more inclined to take it, but it doesn't really look like a safe entry right here. Let's see what else we got over here. Nothing here off the 5. Actually, technically, there's a V3 running here off the 5. It's too late to enter, though. It's like I already hit TP, or it's almost there. My bad, Vince. I just saw your message right now with the double body question. I'm not sure if where that was over here. I don't know if it was this one. You messaged at 6:46. So not this one right here, because it has to line up exactly with the body. You can see the green candle is a bit higher, so it wouldn't qualify for that one. I'm sure that's one that you were referring to, 6:46 earlier. Other than that, Solange said, what's the website with all the US30 stocks and squares? I'll post it in the chat right now. It's right here. It's called Fin Screener. And as you can see right here, it's super bullish. So I don't know if I would really want to take any sells here. These are all kind of speculative. I do think it'll drop to some extent, but I still do think it's a bit speculative because of the of everything still pointing towards a buy. Fundamentals are up 200 and 42 points. Retail sentiment is currently 57% short. So I think this is it's a like a temporary push to the downside. I do think it's going to come back up at some point. It's just too risky to enter this here. The 10-minute would have been nice because I've been playing around with the 10-minute, but the only problem is that it's such a huge move. Like if this was 500 pips, then great, but this is a thousand, like more than 1,000 pips right here. 1,115 pips. It's a big move. Wouldn't be surprised if it hits though, because here's the thing: if this thing here closes, this can line up with the daily entry on the 10-minute, because the next pending signal is going to be a sell momentum. So let me scroll back up. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions here. I know there was a lot of stuff going on. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, C6 said that spike was super obvious manipulation. Didn't even bother to hide it. I agree. C6 said, love these pivots ever since day one. You rolled it out. Yeah, no, it works out really well. The pivot strategy is actually one of my favorite strategies. I don't apply it as often because, you know, we're more focused on these variations, but the pivot strategy, it's like, it's been good all year round for years. Nice. Yeah, Nick said I've been taking the pivots for 100 pips lately, which is good. Ruin said, does the Ftmo challenge cost money to start? Yes, it does. All of them do. Let's see if I'm missing anything else here. Kenny said, hey, now I only trade phones on my phone. Yeah, no, it's hard. All right, just want to make sure there's nothing else here that I'm missing. All right. So I think I went through all the questions here. Anyways, so back to our analysis here off the, so the 5-minute looks like it's still going down a full TP right there. This would have been an okay entry to take. Not the best entry because it's going against, you know, the bias, but it looks like it could have been, you know, a pretty decent entry here for that. What I might do here on the 10 is if it does close, maybe I'll take it for like 100 pips. The only reason is that because I still see this hitting full TP right here off the 5. So the 10-minute is going to have a confluence with the 5-minute. Although a risky trade, it is going to be, I do think this will probably hit full TP at least. I just don't want to trade on my phone. I was really hoping I could get the web version of MC4 open here, but I can't. I mean, I literally just have to watch it. And pay attention to it. No, it's too risky. I'll wait for the 10 to close. If the 10 does close, then we'll probably hop into it for a little push. Just want to make sure that it's on my phone already. See how much farther. I wish I had the DOM. The DOM's so much easier because I could just enter it and not have to worry about it bouncing around. Gotcha, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said the 5-minute is wicking off support. So I'll probably hold off on it for a bit. I will leave my my phone open though, just in case, but yeah, I kind of want to wait for this 10-minute here to close. Because if it does close, I do think it'll push down at least to the sessions right here. I don't know if it'll break through it, but I think it'll push down at least to the sessions. As you guys can see right here, price will come down, hit the sessions, and then kind of bounce a little bit. The price really respects the sessions here on the 10-minute for sure. Miles is asking, can you have multiple DOMs on the screen for different pairs? I have no idea. I've never tried that before, but I wouldn't see why not. Or actually, no, I don't know, actually. Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like it would be okay, but I wouldn't know personally because I've never tried it. All right. Thanks for hot pots. The news is positive. So we did have news right now. It didn't even come up. It said tentative though. Oh, it was at 7. Okay, so the news was positive. Thanks, guys. I didn't realize that the news was still going on. Let me just mark that up right here. News, which was right here at 7, which was positive. There you go, right there. See how far the 10 has dropped right here. I could Ftmo. I mean, I don't know if it's getting really close to the sessions. I was hoping to close a bit higher over here so that we can kind of catch as it drops lower. But I'm gonna watch him. I don't think I'm ready to take it just yet. I'm like, I'm watching here on the 1 minute. It's kind of hectic to enter right now. So yeah, I'm probably not going to enter yet. I'm just really concerned about the sessions right here. If the sessions weren't so close, then I'd be, I would want to take it, but it's just too close. And this is just too big of a move too. Yeah, Dell said you can. He's tried it. So it does work. I'm trying to see where this thing closes at. Man, I feel like looking at the MC4 charts on my phone like just gives me anxiety because it moves so fast. Like you guys know how it just kind of spikes around. It's like a heart rate monitor. It's like tracking your heart rate when you guys trade. But you guys have seen it like on MC4. It's like a little thing that just keeps moving around. Like when you have your pending trade, like when you're trying to enter a trade and you just see like the little chart kind of bouncing around. So let's see, there's an entry right there. Kind of tempted to enter it, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. Just watching it right here as it bounces around on the actual MT4 chart. Looks like the volatility kind of died down a bit. See if it breaks that low. Let's go here on the 1 minute real quick. So what I'm looking for right here is basically if it breaks the low at this point, but let me measure to see how many pips are even available at that point. Trying to watch as it bounces around. I mean, the volatility kind of died down a bit. If it breaks down the low, I'm going to try to catch it for like 100 pips like really quick. I got to do this shit manually. It's annoying. Let's see. All right, it's going to drop a little bit. And I'm out. Whew, that was so quick. I locked in 1,500 off that. Man, I'm not doing this anymore. All right. So I made my profit off that really quick because I was just really worried that it was going to spike down, hit the sessions, and then bounce up. I'm not doing that anymore. All right, guys, I think I'm done with playing around with this with my phone. But I did make profit off that. I was literally just waiting for it to break down below that low, as I mentioned. And when I made profit, I just pulled out. I was like, fuck that. Because it spiked down below. If I was able to put a sell stop there, it'd make more sense. Like if I had it on my computer, I would just take the sell and then just let it drop to TP, but I can't do that because I'm on my phone. But I'll take a screenshot of my profit to show you guys. You guys want to be very careful on this area. Don't play around with it too much. I mean, I was kind of like pushing the edge right here as well, because you guys can see as it gets close to the sessions here, it doesn't even have to touch the sessions. If it gets close, you'll see the wick, like the wick bodied off that, right? It wicked off this part. And you'll probably see that like happen pretty often. And we also had a double body, like Patricia said. So also great work identifying that right there, Patricia. There's a double body entry right here with a pending sell. So This was actually a good entry to enter at this point because it was a double body. We enter it for 100 pips, which was right here, and it would have hit TP. It would have went way past TP actually, right there. So, yeah, I got out. Thank God, because price is now pushing up. I would have been pissed off if I didn't pull out. But don't trade like this, guys. I always recommend that you guys trade on a computer. I don't have that luxury today because for some reason my computer keeps giving me an error. I might have to restart my computer to fix it. But let me just send you guys a screenshot of that profit real quick. Dang, that thing moved so fast to my TP. As soon as I saw over 1,000 in profit, I just pulled out. I was like, no, I'm not going to risk this. All right, it's enough risky trades for me today. Let's go to analysis. And if you guys have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. But I'm happy with my profits for today, so I'm not going to take any more off my phone unless I get my computer to open up MT4. It's like not as stressful when you're trading on the computer because you can set the DOM where it automatically exits for you. I can't do that on my phone. I got to actually watch it. Nice. All my accounts executed perfectly. And this copier works wonders, guys. If you guys can be consistent on just one account, like using the copier is a total game changer because you don't have to trade on all the accounts. But yeah, let me just post up right here. Or here, I'll just do this real quick. I'm going to put a markup of that double body right there so that you guys can go back and look at it. Later, because I know you guys like to go back and look at these entries. So I'm just going to mark it up right here so that you guys kind of have a guideline as to like what could have been taken at that point. The double body right there. All right, so back to the analysis. There's no other entries here that are available at the moment. You guys can see price kind of bounce as it got near these sessions over here. It's probably easier to see here on the 10. So on the 1, there's a lot of noise there. So it's kind of hard to see how like price bounced off this area because it doesn't necessarily need to bounce off the sessions. It can be somewhere near it. On here on the 10, you can see it a lot better, right? So let me delete that real quick. You can see price got near it and then it bounced up. It just bounced back up. So just keep that in mind. I don't like to trade around the sessions. It doesn't matter what sessions it is, whether it's London, New York, Asia. The sessions are always a risky area to trade at. But let me just post this up over here real quick so that you guys can. I don't think we've ever even put anything for that yet. So I'll just put this there. And then I will post my profits there too so that you guys can see what I locked in off of that myself. So I didn't purposely try to enter that type of entry for the double body, but my entry just lined up with it. So here's the thing sometimes, guys, like I'll see entries like that. Like for example, I was looking for it to close below the low. And I probably had this in mind when I saw this setup here, because when I see patterns in the market, I can take trades because, you know, I obviously know what I'm looking for, but I don't necessarily tie it with a strategy. That's like how a lot of people here are as well. Like if you guys continue to apply the KT strategies, you guys will be able to identify trades without really thinking about the strategy, right? Like if you see something like this, a little pattern, and I'm sure that's what Patricia saw. She was like, oh, this looks like, you know, the double body there. You guys can see it and then just take it without actually like thinking, oh, that's a double body entry, or this is a V1, or this is a V2. You just see certain, like this right here. This is a V3 right here, but it doesn't fit the requirements because there's no pending. Other than that, it's stuff that you start to develop through experience, guys. Like eventually you guys aren't going to have any requirements on the chart. Like for me, I don't put any of the strategy requirements in the chart because I already know what to look for. If I see a certain pattern like this right here, double body and their opposite candles, I can identify this as either a V1 double body or even a V3 in some instances if it's the opposite way. So other than that, let's see. Maddie said a 5-minute V1 body is running right now. Yeah, so there's actually one here that's running for a buy on the 5. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take any more off my phone. But yeah, there's one with the buy right there running with a buy. Trying to see what else is running here. This is kind of tricky right here though, guys, because where price is currently moving, there's no, I mean, you can see here on the 1 minute, there's no direction, right? Price going sideways right here. So you want to be a bit careful with, I mean, taking any trades in either direction. Let me check the fundamentals real quick and retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 56% short. So we're still looking for buys here overall, but you don't know how strong it'll push up for. See, Rick said up 2K on his back to open variation strategy. Yeah, that's nice work, Rick. Yeah, that's one thing too that I'd be wary of taking some buys here, because the thing is, for one, price is ranging right here, and for two, the price hasn't gone back to open right here. So I still do think it's eventually going to come down to here. I think overall price is going to come down. So this is where our analysis kind of conflicts, because currently the overall bias is bullish. However, if you guys remember from the beginning of this session, I mentioned there's a ton of liquidity right here that hasn't been hit, that needs to be hit. So it might not get hit right now. It might get hit like a lot later, but eventually I do think it's going to get hit. So I would be careful with taking trades in either direction right now. But I mean, who knows, right? Price might push up a little bit, like for this on the 5, price might push up and then come back down. Your stop loss here has to be a little bit wider. Actually, no, you wouldn't take this right here, Maddie, because it's there's a momentum signal on the entry candle. So this is one thing that you guys want to look out for. Maddie did identify this as a double body. However, you never enter an entry if there's a momentum on it. Yeah, Maddie said, oh yeah, that's right, didn't take it. So I didn't even realize that until I looked at it again. So if you guys ever get any type of variation entries, or I mean, any type of entry at all, if there's ever a momentum signal on the candle, you're not going to take it unless the strategy recommends it or requires it. Like for the pivot strategy, for here, you need a momentum signal to take a buy, right? So for example, here, if you were to get this, then yes, you would take it right there. But for all the variations, you can't have any momentum signal on the actual entry candle or the candle that you're looking for where the entry point happens. So yeah, it wouldn't have been entry. Plus on top of that, there's no buy momentum, because the buy momentum was already over here. So you can take it off the initial candle. So just FYI, guys, it's a little bit of some small little requirements that a lot of people forget about, but they're definitely some key requirements to focus on. Anything else here? Let me see if I'm missing anything. Let me just update this real quick. Profit off that specular. So and to props to whichever you guys trade on your phone. You guys don't even need coffee, man. You're like on crack. You got cracked out on your phone. Try getting in and out of those trades. You know, I haven't felt that stressed out trading in a long time, because I usually don't have to worry about exiting my trades. But yeah, man, props to you guys who can do that consistently. I can't do that. I feel like I'd be so stressed out in the morning, but I was at least I was really focused. I wasn't taking my eyes off my phone. Rick said Hunter Biden trades on his phone. Right, that's your morning that's your morning adrenaline right there. Get your blood pumping. Yeah, because on the phone, there's so much room for mistake. Like if you miss your exit by like even a few seconds, you guys can easily blow your account if you're using too big of a lot size. So I mean, props to you guys who are able to do that, because I for sure could not do that. I've done it before in the past a long time ago, but not anytime recently. So let's see, Patrick over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 6,428. Nice work, Patrick. We have Kenny over here, total of 2,963. Another win right there. He took the sell with us and locked that in pretty solid. So great work right there, Kenny. You took it. It looks like Patrick caught it with me as well right here. So you guys are all doing pretty good. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here killing it, even though, you know, conditions are kind of crazy and it's hard for me to really explain stuff with trading on my phone. But you guys are all doing pretty well off it. Matthew over here as well took the sell with me. He actually had his TP set, which is nice. Locked in a total of 1,056 for the day. So nice work, Matthew. Marlon over here locked in a total of 1,095. She took the trade right there too. And this is what I like to see. If I have the green strips right here, this is like soothing, because when you see the green strips, you're like, okay, you actually let it run to full TP. Like you didn't trip out and exit early. You actually let it run to where it needed to go. So some people were asking me how, I think David, you asked me yesterday, how it applies to you, where I mentioned, you know, some people are really good when they're trading a demo or when they're trading a smaller account, but when they get to like the real account or the funded account, they get scared and they don't let it run to full TP. This is how you guys will build your trade psychology. If you guys can let your trades run to full TP and you guys will start to trust the strategy, you guys will continue to let it do that when you guys get funded and whatnot. So just, you know, it's a tip right there. If you guys have problems with letting your trades run to full TP, or if your trade psychology changes from your challenge to funded account, just let it run. Like set your DOM, let it hit your TP and just leave it alone. The more and more that you guys are consistent with your profits, the more and more you'll trust to just let it go where it needs to go. And it's a common issue with a lot of people, even myself. You know, sometimes I do pull out early if I don't feel comfortable with the position, but if that's something that you guys need to work on, just let it run to TP. Zildjian over here as well, locking a total of 645, almost 6,000. If it was like this was a 50 lot, that'd be 6,000, but no, nice work right there, Zildjian. 645 off that entry. Patrick over here again took another sell, locked in a total of 7,421 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Other than that, see Jonathan over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 2,415. Nice work, Jonathan. A lot of great consistency right there. And I can see that you took the breakout with me right here, and then you took the sell with me right there as well for another 1,300. Vincent over here as well, locked in a total of 1,433. Same with Vincent. He took the breakout with us this morning, and then he took that sell that I was waiting for right here, locked in a nice profit, 690. So a total of 1,500 almost for the day so far. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. It says at least 13 injured in a Brooklyn subway station shooting incident. Unexploded devices found. Yeah, crazy. Scotty over here currently up 1,558. Nice work, Scotty. A lot of scalps in there. And Sisuk over here currently up 8,421. Wow. Yeah, guys, you guys are all killing it. So great work, guys. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. There's not really much happening. You can see prices kind of bouncing off the low right here. Hasn't broken and closed below it yet, though. It's just broken it, but wicked right back up. But not really much happening. As you can see, price is literally still going down this range right here. Let's go back to the 10-minute. So here's a 10-minute earlier that I drew up for you guys. This is the V3, right? It's still in profit. However, it might bounce off the sessions right here. This is the only reason I took the sell here. The sell that I took the speculative, or where I was looking for it to drop below the low, because as you guys saw earlier, I showed you guys the 10-minute V3s. These things almost always hit. The only problem with this is that this is such a huge move and there's a sessions right there. So I'd be very careful about taking entries at this point. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits full TP. This is technically going to be the daily entry as well. All right, so let's see if price comes back down further. And as you guys can see, it's coming right back to open. So the same pattern has been playing out almost every day. Comes back to open. Bounce off that. Or come down lower. So basically, price is having a late reaction to the news, the inflation news, which was negative. The thing that you guys want to look out for is the liquidity down here. So if you guys remember from this morning, I mentioned that liquidity here has to get hit at some point, right? It might not get hit right now, but it definitely has a lot of liquidity right here to hit, which can happen, I mean, literally any moment. So just keep that in mind. Ruin's asking, when does the daily void? I believe it voids at 9 o'clock or 9:30. At 9 o'clock. So, I mean, technically it's still happening right now. 9 o'clock Pacific. So I'm not sure where you're located, Ruin, but 9 o'clock Pacific. It's currently 7:30 here, my time Pacific. So still an hour and a half left for it to appear. But yeah, just keep in mind all the liquidity on the bottom. Yeah, Charles said, right when I pull my sell, it drops. Yeah, the drop always happens. Yeah, no, it's annoying. It happens to me all the time too. Let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, no problem, Rowan. All right, so see what I'm missing here. Not really much. Here goes the 10 minutes, still pushing down lower. We'll see if it comes back to retest these sessions here. Price tends to test it almost every time. Like you can see here, price tests it, but then it breaks through. Same with this down here. Price tested a couple times, and then it bounces. But here we go, as price continues to move along. Joshua here just ended his profits. He's currently up 783 off this account. He took the sells that we took earlier as well. So nice for Joshua. And then his other account right here currently up 572. So I'm glad to see your copier is treating you right today, Joshua. You're not having slippage in the wrong direction. So you're doing good. Keep it up. All wins, no losses for the day. So that's good to see. Charles over here as well, currently up 953 off his other account. So good work, guys. I mean, all you guys are doing pretty solid. I'm not taking any trades myself because I don't have MT4 open. You know, I wish I could Ftmo into these trades with you right now, but I can't. Like for this right here, I probably would have entered another sell when price came below here. And that'd be a quick, 100 pips for me again right there. Yep, so right there. So like one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that 100 pips is not, on the 10 minutes, not a big move. Like literally I could have entered right here and I would have made another 1,000 profit. Could have entered again right there, made another 1,000 profit. That's the cool thing about these 10-minute entries. Like you can double dip into these entries. That's one thing that I started to notice. Like if I would see a V3 on here, I would pull it up on the 10-minute, but I look on the 1 and I would just keep where I look on the 3 or the 5 or whatever time frame I want to look at. And I'll just keep double dipping into this entry. It's kind of an advanced way of trading. You have to really know where price is going. Like for example, right, your price is now pushing up. If price comes up and retests the sessions, and I would double dip into it for another 100 pips or so, because I would expect it to bounce off it. So as price pushes back up right here, I would expect it to bounce off at least 100 pips, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna play around with it myself because I don't have my DOM here to automatically pull me out when it comes time. See, other than that, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I'm not going to be entering any trades anymore on my account because I don't want to trade on my phone anymore. It's just too stressful. But if you guys do have questions, just drop them in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. Just a reminder, we're having our mentoring session today on Friday at 9 a.m. So Friday, we will be having our mentoring session right after the live session. If we do have a live session, I don't know if we'll have a live session on Friday because the market's technically closed. But we will have our mentoring session at that time. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I need to look at. 7:33 right now. Let me check the news, or let's check the retail sentiment real quick. Retail sentiment is currently 55% short. So possible buys coming, not right now, but at some point. Fundamentals are still up, up 186 points. The heat map over here, let me refresh this real quick. Heat map is, it's starting to get kind of flat. So you can see here, a lot of these are still very green, but it's starting to flatten out a little bit with these healthcare stocks are all red, and the consumer defensives. I just leave it like this. I think that's fine. So consumer is all up, industrials are up, energy's up. Financials are currently up for the most part. Yeah, because Visa's only down like 0.02%. Apple's up heavily. Yeah, other than that, it's still pretty green overall. Kenny's asking, why does the market close on Friday? Friday is Good Friday, Kenny. I didn't realize it was closed. I forgot who showed us the link yesterday, but someone in the group sent the link out with the market close dates. So the market's technically going to be open, like the futures market's going to be open, but it's going to be a very slow market because all of the exchanges are closed on Friday. So it's going to be, it's considered a holiday. So it's going to be like how the market moves during like Christmas or something like that. Or not Christmas, but like say Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. Market's just kind of dead. Let's see if there's anything else here. All right, so price is pushing back up. Here's one thing as well that I want to remind you guys with the 10-minute. These entries that come up here on the 10-minute, well, for one, this entry is like way too huge. If this was 500 pips, it already would have hit TP right there. But for the full move here, whenever the move is like this big, you're going to see a lot of back and forth movement, right? You're not going to see it hit TP right away. It's probably going to go back, retrace, go back down, retrace, and then finally hit TP at some point. Thanks, Henry. Oh, it was Henry that sent it yesterday. So yeah, Henry sent this to us yesterday. So big thanks to Henry. He sent us the New York Stock Exchange holiday and trading hours. So this Friday is going to be Good Friday right here. Friday, April 15th. And the market is closed that day. So yeah, probably no live session, but we will be, obviously coming on for the mentoring session. So thanks, Henry, for that. Other than that, Kenny said it's only Good Friday if I'm making money on my trades. Right? Yeah, no, and I'm sure you are, Kenny, because I've seen your profits every day. You've been pretty solid. Yeah, Kenny, you've been doing pretty good. Yes, Kenny's right here. He's currently up about almost 3,000 for the day. Solid lot sizes, not too heavy. Pretty good overall. Professor over here testing out, Rick's back to open strategy, risk 2,500, which is 60% of the profits made in my live account. So it was ensured a profitable day, even if this one closed unprofitably. So yeah, Professor over here took it and he locked in a total of 3,325. So nice work, Professor. Off that right there. And Ellie here as well, locked in a total of 612. So he took the breakout this morning, locked in 352. And then he took that sell earlier that we took, locked in a total of 274, total of 612 for the day. Nice work, Ellie. Oh man, Vincent over here kind of hopped into a sell. How'd you get stopped out, Vincent? It's still in profit. Oh, you probably it spiked up, huh? So it looks like your stop loss might have been too close. Damn. Yeah, this is why you guys want to be careful trading around the sessions. That's why I don't like trading around here. So as you can see, Vincent kind of got screwed right here. He took a sell. His stop loss was too close. It triggered a stop loss, and then it came right back down into profit. That's like the worst feeling. I hate when that happens. Looking over here on the one. So this is what I was telling you guys earlier, right? I was telling you guys that price will probably bounce off here. So I would have set like a sell stop here for like 100 pips. And I would have made my, I mean, obviously you guys can see I would have made my profit off that right there. So as I was saying earlier, for this 10-minute, I would be double dipping into this trade or triple dipping, quadruple dipping, quad drip. I would just keep double dipping, like dipping into this trade because I know price is going to come down. It's just I'm looking for price to come up, retrace, and I'll just keep dipping into the trade as it continues dropping. Also, this is a V3 right here. I don't know if you guys spotted that. It was at the sessions though, so it was risky, but this was a V3 right here. Right there. I mean, depending if you guys wanted to take it or not, that would have been, if you wanted to do the 10-30 split or even do the 20-30 split, it's up to you guys, however you guys want to set it up. But if you guys were to take the trade right there, that would have hit TP. The only issue with this here is the fact that it was at the session. So like, let me just rewind it. Here's the high, which is a green candle. Opposite candle is red candle, pending sell signal. There goes a V3. You let it run. Full TP right there. Following candle. This is why you guys wait for the pending signal. Because if you guys wait for the pending signal, you just get an automatic shoot to your TP. Like literally no wait time. You just wait for it, hit TP, you're out. Or it can keep dropping or retrace. This is why you guys can't get greedy, because if you guys didn't exit, you're at TP. There you go, back to open. Let's see, Rick said exactly what I'm doing. Normally, if it shoots back to open, but it's not. Yeah, no, exactly, Rick. So like for me, well, the way that I would recommend you guys trade these are to take smaller entries, right? Just catch it for 100 pips here and there as price goes back to these certain points. I know a lot of people like to show off those big profits. Like, I feel like everyone has such a big ego, right? They're like, oh, I made like 10,000 on one trade. And I'm like, all right, well, I made 10,000 in like 3 trades. What difference does it make? You still made the same profit. But for me, I feel like there is, you have peace of mind, right? Because at least, like, say, for example, if you take 2 trades and you lock in like 2,000 or 3,000 each, at least you have that locked in, and then you can just stop if you don't feel comfortable anymore. If you guys are holding on to a trade, because this is what I see happen a lot. I see people will hold on to a trade and they just they're looking for that like magic number, right? They're looking for like 10,000 in profit so they can pull it out and show it off to everybody. Like, hey, I made 10,000 off one trade. But as soon as it gets really close to it, like they get to the 8,000 mark, they don't move their stop loss in profit, it completely reverses. And then they end up having a loss when they could have locked in some profit. So, it's all up to preference, guys. I mean, if you guys want to do that, that's completely fine. But I feel like that's a lot of ego trading. A lot of people just want to show off the big profits, but they never show off their big losses, right? They just show it when they have like that one big win, but they don't show the consistency of their account, on a daily basis. Like for me, I show you guys my account every day, like when I'm trading with you guys here live, pretty much all the trades that I take. So you have to, you just have to take it into consideration. Like for example, here, I made about 3,000 off these trades here. You could easily, it adds up the more trades. And Rick said, are those assholes that shout they passed the challenge in one day, then lose their flooded accounts? Yeah, exactly right. And the thing with a lot of those, with a lot of the people who take trades like that is I've seen like the people that I've seen who take trades like that, they don't set a stop loss. Um, and I know some of you guys kind of have an idea of like some people who would do that. They would show huge profits, but the reason they have huge profits is because they never had a stop loss in place. They just kind of close it out when it hits like a big profit, and then it makes it seem like they're doing super well. But in reality, they just kind of they never close their trades, or they let it reach, because it's kind of impossible to do that with FTO in some instances, because you'll reach your daily loss limit. But I'm sure you guys have seen that where some people make like some huge profits. But then you kind of look at their trades and you're like, this had to hit stop loss at some point. Yeah, no, Peter said stop losses for quitters. It's all about risk management, guys. It's not about taking a trade and praying that it'll hit your TP at some point. It's about taking a trade and understanding, where your breaking points are, where you should be pulling out. Because that's what makes you a consistent trader. It's consistency. All right, guys. So it's 7:43 right now. I don't really see anything here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, as it gets closer to 8, we'll probably just wrap it up. Looking at current price right now, I don't see really much. I don't really see much happening here. Price is pretty much just ranging around this point. I do think price will drop further. It'll probably come back and test the opening price. I think by later today, it'll probably drop even further, because when it hits, this area over here, liquidity, it's probably going to drop even further. And then when it finally does hit this area of liquidity, huge drop right there. Because this is going to be a huge stop loss hunt. Everyone who's in a buy is going to get stopped, or, if anyone's holding a buy at this point, their stop losses are all pretty much, it's all sitting around this area. So when price does hit this point down here, you could probably expect a pretty big stop loss hunt to go and trigger all those stop losses down there. Yeah, no, Kenny said you have to count your drawdown. Yeah, you do for Ftmo or any type of funding company. You have to count your drawdown, because then you can easily reach your, your daily loss limit at some point. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. No, I don't really see much here. Let's see if there's anything else here in the group. All right, cool. We got about 15 minutes till 8, guys. I'm gonna hang on for like another 5 minutes or so. If you guys have questions, put whatever questions you guys have. If you want me to cover any strategies, if there's anything wrong with your trade psychology, I'm here to help you guys out. So, obviously, as much as you guys can, as much as you guys have, if you guys need help with, I can help you guys. It's just, I need you guys to ask the questions so that I can focus on whatever needs focusing on. Peter said off topic, any luck finding an R8? So I did hire a broker to find my R8. So I probably will be getting it within 1 to 3 months. Peter, I think I have a couple here. Let me see if I have pictures of it. There's a couple here that I have in mind that I'm kind of looking at, but I did hire a broker, so he's going to find one for me. Paid him like $1,000 to find one for me. I'm looking at this one right here because this is local. So this is a plus here. I'm looking at this one that I might get. It's already blue though, so I don't know if I should wrap. I'm probably gonna wrap it still in chrome, but yeah, this is one of the pluses I'm looking at. There's also another one here. Yeah, I would have to still wrap it. What am I saying, right? If I might wrap it, I for sure gotta wrap it. And then I have another one here. So there's 2 different models. They're both plus models. It's either the spider right here. Let me see if I get it. It's either that blue one or the spider right here. I don't like that red strip though, so I'm gonna wrap over it. I'm gonna put the wrap over it, but the spider here is pretty nice too. So I haven't told my broker that I want one of these. I used to like the red seats, but I don't think I like it anymore. I think they kind of stand out too much, especially if I'm gonna wrap the car in chrome blue. Or profit blue. It's gonna stand out too much. But yeah, I'm looking at this one and I'm looking at the blue one. So one of those there. Hopefully my broker will find it. So I mean, I could get it by next month, hopefully, because I'm going to be meeting with my broker like on May 10th, I believe. Yeah, so my car might be ready on the 10th. So if my car is ready on the 10th, I'm just going to buy cash and I'm going to have it delivered over here to me. Other than that, another question from Josh. Josh is asking, can you share your trade meter settings? Mine's showing a little different than yours. So you have to set yours to same as chart, Josh. If you're scalping on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, or 10 minute, any of the shorter time frames, you want to set your trend meter to same as chart. It'll either say chart or same as chart. This is where you could set it up right here. So you just have the same as chart. I think yours is set to the default settings, which is intraday settings right here. It's just a 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. But if you're scalping, set it to the same as chart, or just chart, whatever shows up on yours. It should say chart. Question from Ruin. He's asking, when is mentoring session? Mentoring session is going to be on Friday at 9 o'clock. I think that was it, right? I believe so. Let me check the poll over here. I believe it's Friday at 9 o'clock. The poll was, I don't even know where it's at. Right here. Okay. Yeah, Friday, April 15th at 9 o'clock Pacific. So I'm trying to get it earlier because we have a lot of our members here who are located in New Zealand and the UK that want it at an earlier time. So I'm going to try to accommodate for you guys as much as possible. Swelly said, why did you choose to buy cash and not finance your lease? So I'm only buying in cash because it's a broker deal. Well, depending on where I'm buying it from, if I'm buying it from a private party, it's probably gonna be cash and then I'll just finance it after that. But the thing is, like, because the models that I'm going for, like that specific R8, they're like, you can't find one for a good price that's going to be sitting on the lot. That's going to be sitting for too long. So in order for me to get it right away, I just buy cash and then I'll probably finance it after. But I would never lease. So definitely finance. I wouldn't lease. It just doesn't really make sense to lease if you guys look at the numbers, right? Because if you're leasing a car, you're already paying like X amount of money. I have special lenders that I use that are specifically for exotic cars. So I can get a very long lease for like maybe, or not lease, financing for like 10 to 12 to 15 years, but I don't plan on holding it forever, right? Like that R8 that I plan on getting, like this is just a fun car, basically. Like one of these R8s that I'm getting, I'm not having this car forever. Like this is going to be for the summer, probably. I'll probably have fun with it for like a couple months or a couple years, maybe. And then I'm going to sell it for a profit. So like, here's the thing with these exotic cars, guys. Like I don't buy these cars because I'm trying to lose money, right? Everything that I do with trading, business, exotic cars, I'm buying everything with a profit in mind. So this price right here, I'm not getting it for this price. I'm negotiating it down to like 170. So that like, when it comes down to like next year, I can sell it again for the same price. So I basically made profit. I'll buy an exotic, have fun with it, then sell it for a profit or for break even. So it's called car hacking, right? You buy the car for a below value and you just sell it for higher, just with like trading. You know, we're buying here for like below value and we sell it for higher. So it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, the way that I'm looking at these cars here, I wouldn't lease. Because when you lease a car, I mean, yeah, of course you get the tax write-off, but you also get the tax write-off if you finance it or buy it cash. So you could buy, I would either buy it or I would finance it. I would not lease. Because the thing is, you can buy the, like how I mentioned, you can buy the car or finance it and you can get a long-term loan. And then when you're done with the car or when you decide to sell it, if you could find someone that will pay more than what you paid for it, you'll still make profit on the car. So you just got to be smart about the decisions. And I'm sure you guys have seen, there's another trader that you guys have, or I've seen like a post that someone has said, you know, buying fancy cars versus buying high-end cars that have like value. Because a lot of people don't realize that you can technically buy an exotic and sell it for a higher value at some point in the future. Another reason why I'm getting the R8 is because they're not making these V10s anymore. This is like the last of them. They're going to be going into those hybrid models where they're like V6 with a turbo. So the value for these R8s are going to go up. Other than that, let me scroll through here. I know I'm going off topic. I want to see if there's any other questions here before we go off topic further. Brock said question number 2. Or let me see if I missed question 1. Barack said question 2, do you need to check retail sentiment and fundamentals when doing mid-market reversal entries? Would it be really reliable as volatility is not ideally where it needs to be? So yes and no, Barack. The thing with, so here's the thing. You see how price is dropping right here? The fundamentals and bias are still bullish, right? So what could happen at this point, and this is probably not going to happen because we do have all the liquidity on the bottom. I'm just saying this, for example, like say, for example, it was like 60% short, right? And price is dropping right here, and say there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. Your bias matters, right? Because you know that price is going to come back up at some point. It doesn't apply here because the liquidity is actually on, the liquidity is actually on the bottom, but it can still apply here because if price continues to drop lower, it's going to create more liquidity right here on the top side. So if the bias is still bullish, this will be a temporary push for the mid-market reversal, but the mid-market reversal doesn't happen until like 10, right? Right here. So here's what I'm trying to get across to you. Let me scroll out real quick. This is what I'm trying to show you. Bias is bullish, so price will come down right here. The mid-market reversal happens here. The mid-market reversal will come back up and hit liquidity that's sitting up here, because there's still a lot of liquidity that's going to be up here, right? So do you get what I'm saying, Brock? The bias does matter. It always matters. Because the thing is, this is a temporary push down here, but when the actual mid-market reversal happens here, it's going to push up and hit all the liquidity that's sitting up here, because there's going to be liquidity that's built here if price continues to, you know, push down lower. So just something to keep in mind right here. Let's see. Kenny said, have you ever thought about starting your own bank? No, not really. There's a lot of regulation that goes into starting your own bank. So I probably not start my own bank at some point. Maybe like very, very far in the future, but probably not, Kenny. It's like, for me, I'm trying to live a happy life where I don't have to do much. I'm trying to live a lazy life, not really lazy life, but you know, I don't really want to do too much, right? Like I'm pretty content with what I have and where I'm going. Yeah, of course, if I want to be like, you know, a super billionaire or whatever, I would do open banks, but I'm not really trying to live a non-stressful life and which will live as long as possible. But yeah, you know, some people are like that. Some people are just business minded where they want to keep growing and growing and growing. For me, I'm kind of content where I'm at, which is not bad. It's just all, it's all preference. Because like for me personally, like I could have started a funding company. I could have started a lot of different trading type companies, but I'm not really trying to do all that work. So I'm happy with my trades. I mean, you know, the trades that I make every day, this is enough to get anyone going for a really long time. So for me personally, I just don't want to do as much work. The KT credit union, right, Peter? At some point. Another question here from Barack. Barack's asking also just my thinking. When you do liquidity zones, whenever price chooses a direction, it is consistent on the trend direction. Maybe sketchy, but I'll ultimately get there. What's your take? Sorry, Brock, I'm kind of confused with your question. So you're basically saying that like it goes in the direction of the trend, right? The thing that you need to look at is bias, right? I feel like so many people get so stuck on trend. The thing is, trend doesn't last forever, right, Brock? And I think this is probably like your older thinking of how you trade. I never look at trend, guys. I always look at bias, right? Because bias is where price is really going to go. The trend will show you something temporary. Like, for example, bias was always bullish, right? Price right here was dropping. You can see right here, price was dropping, right? But if you kept following the trend here, Brock, you would have got burnt because the bias was actually bullish and actually recovered back up here. So yeah, I mean, technically you could trade in the direction of the trend until it doesn't work, right? It's going to work till it doesn't. But if you're looking at the bias and you're tying the trend with the bias, like when price starts to swing up right here, this is where you'll start taking your buy entries because price is already done dropping from this point. Price is shifted and it's going in the direction of bias. So yeah, you can use the trend, but I can almost guarantee you that you're going to get burned at some point. You're going to get too over, like you're going to think that price, let me just go back over here. This is what I'm talking about right here. Like you think price is going to keep dropping because the trend is so far down, right? But the thing is, if you were paying attention to bias, and I only know this because this has been short, it's been higher on the short side all week, like Monday, Friday, etc. So I knew it was going to be bullish at some point. So I'm basically just waiting for the bounce up here. And you can see the trend is red. But when it starts to shift, like right there, you can see it's starting to shift to the green, and you can see prices actually shifting to the upside in the direction of bias. This is where you would take and make your real profit, right? So yeah, back to your question, you could use trend if you want, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to work for you long term if you're going to disregard the bias, because the trend changes so often. You know, it's just about trading smart, guys. You have to use the better confluences, right? The trends are short term, while the bias is very long term. So you can see how it actually swings back up at some point. Like for example, here, price is still pushing sideways, but I would pay attention to the bias here. All right, guys. So it's 8 o'clock. If you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to reach out through email or Telegram. Today was pretty solid. I think everyone locked in some pretty good profit. Sam said to start a casino, maybe one day, right? See, Josh said, happy with my profits for closing MC4 before I do something. Yeah, Josh, a good idea. So see you then. Other than that, I don't see anything else here. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Yeah, B said K2 prop firm incoming. Yeah, at some point I'll probably open a prop firm, but not like Ftmo guys, like a prop firm where you guys are actually trading like, you know, the K2 capital, where you guys are really consistent. So I don't know, maybe in the future, but I think right now, currently, I'm just kind of going at it, looking at different investments like real estate and stuff. But for now, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys do decide to continue trading, just keep in mind that the Fed is speaking later today. So we do have Fed member Brainerd speaking at 9 o'clock. That's in about an hour. You guys want to be very careful trading around these times because you might get caught on the wrong side of the market, especially if you're talking about inflation, because he is talking right here at 9:10, I believe. He's talking right there. You might see the drop happen at that point. So it might drop, spike down, and hit all of these. So what might happen is right here, he'll talk, price might drop, hit all liquidity right here. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get like a huge wick, right? Price will just come down, wick off this point, and then come all the way back up. So just keep that in mind. If you guys don't have to trade, just sit out the market. I'm not going to trade. I'm actually going to step out for a bit. I got to go drop off my Tesla at maintenance. Yeah, my camera's fixed. You guys have seen my Chrome wrap, right? My Chrome wrap blocked all of my sensors, so I can't use my full self-driving. So I got to go get that fixed at Tesla today. It's the downside of having a Chrome wrap. But other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out.